Welcome to my channel CoachIQ. We do history, nationalism in Europe. Today I take up the unification process of Great Britain. We do about Britain. Now first I explain what is the British Isles. You don't have to write all this in your answer, but to understand the matter. British Isles is made up of many islands. That is, main is Great Britain and Ireland. Now Great Britain again is made up of what? England, Wales and Scotland. Ireland got divided into Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland. In your answer, Republic of Ireland does not come. But you have to write Northern Ireland, not just Ireland. So you have British Isles, then you have Great Britain, then you have United Kingdom. That is made up of United Kingdom is made up of England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland. So first remember British Isles, then Great Britain, and then you have UK. So now we start our answer. Now many scholars say that the model of a nation state is Great Britain. Now when this nation state was formed, it was very unique because there was no sudden a revolution or a sudden upheaval. It was a very slow process, a very long drawn out process. Before the 18th century, there was no British nation. And the people living in the British Isles had their own ethnic identities like the English, the Welsh, the Scots and the Irish. Each of them had their own political and cultural traditions. Now slowly the English nation became more powerful, more wealthy, more influential, because as we know, England started having colonies all across the world in Asia and Africa. So it became very powerful and wealthy, and because of this it could influence the other nations which were there in the island. Secondly, what happened was that the Parliament, the British Parliament, had seized power, forcibly taken the power from the monarch in 1688. After a protracted conflict. Protracted means taking a very long period of time, and it was not expected, but it was after a long conflict that the parliament had taken power from the monarchy. Now what happened was that this parliament became the medium, became the instrument through which a nation state was formed with England at its center. So the parliament played a very important role in the formation of a nation state with England at its center. Next, what happened was the Act of Union in 1707. What was the result of the Act of Union? Now union, the word only tells you something has come together. It led to the formation of United Kingdom of Great Britain. Now England started really influencing Scotland a lot. That is, they started dominating over Scotland. The Parliament, the British Parliament now had more of English members, and the Scottish now was suppressed. So as the British identity increased, the Scottish political institutions, their culture, their tradition was suppressed. Now when you suffer suppression, you are going to revolt in some way. You are not going to sit quiet. So whenever the Scottish Highlanders, whenever they revolted, they were suppressed by the British. And most of the Scottish people were Catholics. Whenever they revolted, they suffered terrible suppression at the hands of the British. So whenever the Catholic Highlanders who were staying in the Scottish Islands, whenever they asserted their independence, they suffered a lot of repression. The Gaelic language could not be spoken by them. They were forbidden to speak Gaelic language. They could not wear their national dress, and many were forcibly removed from their homeland. Now we come to Ireland. Ireland also suffered a similar fate. Ireland was a country divided between the Catholics and Protestants. Now what you understand over here is that Britain was a majority Protestant country. Ireland, you had more of Catholics and less of Protestants. But the English helped the minority Protestants of Ireland to dominate over the majority Catholics. So whenever the Catholics of Ireland protested or they revolted, it was always suppressed by the British. Now, there was a revolt by Wolfe Tone and his United Irishmen in 1798, but it was a failure. After this failed revolt, Ireland was forcibly incorporated. Forcibly, it had to join the United Kingdom in 1801. A new British nation was forged by actively promoting, spreading, propagating the English culture. So the symbols of this new Britain, that is the national flag, the Union Jack, the English language, the national anthem, God Save Our Noble King, this was actively promoted. And the older nations, that is you could say Ireland, Scotland, Wales, they could continue in this union only as subordinate partners. I really hope this topic has become clearer, and if you have any queries, please post them in the comments below, and do like the video, share it with your friends and classmates, and subscribe to my channel to continue studying with CoachIQ.